Hey guys, and welcome to my next tutorial video. And this one I've had a couple requests for. And this one is going to cover the void effect for glass. And what it is basically layers of glass with spaces in the middle. And I'll demonstrate that a little later. And I'll show you a couple different examples I've done when I was in survival. And I guys hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so the first thing you want to do when you're making these void effects is kind of just pick out a pattern, or pick out how you want it to look on the top. So, just something. You can do something simple, or you can do something complicated. I'll do something fairly simple for this video, just to kind of give you an idea. And there we go. Alright, so I think this will work pretty well, actually. So I mean, it's not huge, but it'll work. It'll do what we need it to do. So next thing you need to do is determine how many layers you want it to be. Usually I go for 7. That's just my preference because I think it looks better. I think it adds to the effect, or makes the effect look better. Jeez, word. So what I do is I add the first one, and then I add the second one. This will let me know how deep I need to dig. I know that I could probably do maths and figure it out, but you know what? It's my weekend, and I don't feel like doing math. So, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Just whoop. Just dig her on down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so here's your 7 layers. Here's the 7 layers of glass. That's how deep it's going to be. These things always end up bigger than I always think they will. And but the thing is, you're going to need to go down two more layers here. And let's do like that. That will actually be the bottom of the dig, right there. And the next thing that I do is I just start kind of clearing this out, clearing out in here, and I'll do that. Let me do that real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I have it mainly dug out. And the next step I like to do is I'd like to draw the walls back a little bit. I think it really adds some effect to it. And just to show you the difference, I'll leave this side flat, going straight down, and I'll drag this back. And so the way I like to do this is I like to go down just 2 the first time. So like that. So as you see, I have a lip with two blocks up first. Oops. I was going to do that. And the next one I'd like to do too as well. So as you can see, it's kind of, it'll just start kind of fading back a little bit. And this doesn't have to be really, really pretty at all. It's not going to be seen by too many people. Only people that are looking for it, I think. But when you get done with it, when you add the layers of glass, it really helps add to the effect. And then so as I go down 2, 2, and then I just go 3, because I just do 3 all the way down. And I think the last one I do 4 actually, just to even it out. Yeah, 4 will work. So just like that. And so the dig really gets a lot bigger when you do it this way, but it really helps it, I think. Like I say, I'll show you the difference between this side and these other 3 sides here. If you can call kind of a circle in Minecraft to have a side or whatever. But anyways, let me get to this real quick, and I will be right back. And I'll show you what it looks like after I have it all done here. Alright, so as you can see, I have the walls drawn back a little bit. And I don't know, it does add a lot to your dig, and I usually do these as I'm digging down, because it's easier to do it that way instead of trying to go back, try to pillar up and try to take them all out that way. But the next thing I like to do is I like to change the I'll change this dirt out for the color of glass that I'm going to go for. So I want to do purple, so I'm just going to go in there and change all this to purple glass or purple concrete. And you could use, I guess you can use whatever block you want to. You could definitely make some for some neat effects, probably. But I just kind of like to do this because it's gonna have a lot going on by the time we're done with it. And I'll also change the floor out as well, like that. I'll do this all the way around. And I only do I don't do the very top layer. I like to keep that, the color of the glass. I should probably take this down one more and have the glass go here instead of there. I think I'm going to do that. I think that'll look a lot better. And so the bottom of it will actually be down here, and these will actually shift down by one. And I'll fix that here as I'm doing this. I'll show you. I'll be right back. All right, so I got it all filled in purple, and I got the layers where I'm gonna put the glass moved down a little bit there. So I think this will help and look a lot better. That way, it's not just flush with the top. It'll separate the block color a little better there as we get to placing. And I moved it down one more down here as well, so we have space for the gap in between the glass, like we need for the void effect to work. So the next thing I like to do down here is I like to add some lighting with end rods. You could probably use sea lanterns or glowstone or pumpkins or whatever you want. I just choose end rods because it gives a very little dot when you're looking down on top. And what I do is I'll sink them down in, and so I'll just punch out a block like that. This will also help with spiders spawning down here. You could use purple carpet if you wanted to, or the color of carpet that you use for your void effect, because you definitely don't have to do just purple. You can do all kinds of different colors, and I've done all kinds of different colors. So just go around like this. Nothing too hard. This is one of the fun parts, I think, because it's an easy step. Doing stuff like this. I tried to make it to where they don't line up, but sometimes it's inevitable, like that, like there. I'm not gonna sit there and change it because you're barely gonna see these from the top by the time we get done putting all these in. It will help. I think this helps with the brightness of it down here when you get done. And you can also add them on the sides if you wanted to as well, but you'd have to put these. If you could sink them in, if you wanted to, kind of like this. But you got to be really careful with how you do these, because I like to sink them in just so you get kind of a hint like that. You're not going to see it unless you're way over here, but you will see that one. And if you used say a sea lantern there, you could put it there like that, but it just has a bigger footprint, sort of. So you can even set it back even further. It does help add with spots of light, and I guess I probably will do that here, just on the sides here and there, But it's nice if you can go in between the layers, and that one I did not do in between the layer because I'm a derp. But anyways, I'll finish putting the lightings on the sides, and I'll show you guys here in a second. Alright, so I got all the lighting on the sides done. I didn't do this wall because I just kind of wanted to show you what it was going to look like when it was just straight flat. But as you can see, I set them back a little bit, and I guess you probably don't have to do the top ones. I just did it for funsies, and but as you can see, I set them all back. And so the next thing is to start adding glass. Now this is when it really starts to all come together, and you'll want to add glass on all the layers you have these stones on the, or whatever you use to mark your layers. And you definitely don't have to do this. You can just, you can do your math and figure it out, I'm sure. But every layer, so just add the glass in. It can take a lot of glass, so I hope you have a good smelter set up if you're doing it in survival. If not, I mean, you can do it in creative and use commands to make it a lot quicker. But I'm not very good with commands, if you haven't been able to tell. So, just add them all the way up, and eventually, as you get farther and farther, and anything you put down here, say signs and stuff like that. You could, you're not gonna be able to see by the time you get to the very top. I mean, you might catch a glimpse of it here and there, but definitely just do one layer at a time. Most of the time, I'm just kind of showing you how it can start to look there. Even just with 3 layers, it starts to look really well, but you still kind of see those end rods. But by the time you get to the top, they'll just be a little faded dot by the time you get there. So I'll add a couple layers in, and I'll show you what it looks like here. I'll just probably do these 3, and then I'll come back to you. So I have 3 layers of glass in now, and I don't think I ever explained what it actually is. The effect is like you need layers of glass with a space in between each glass for this to work. You can't just do like this, because that takes it straight down. Let's see if I can show you a better look here. Because the middle blocks become transparent, and you can what it does is it takes it all the way down, so you can kind of see just one layer of glass over the grass here. But if you take out one layer here like so, you see how that changes it. I thought I'd show you that. That's how it really came together in my mind for me when somebody showed me that. And there you go, with the 7th layer of glass installed. Now, see, you can't even see the end rods with the purple. Can't see anything from down there. But you see just how it fades, and it looks, it almost looks industrial-like, kind of like a smog. That's what I always kind of think of whenever I see this. Now for the difference in between the flat wall and the pullback. See how the pullback just it adds a little extra something, and then the flat just, it just goes straight down. Now, another cool effect you can do, and I'll show this here in a second, you can add stuff coming out, and it can really look good. I'll just show you real quick here. Just something simple. Go all the way down and just come up like that. Say you want to put a bridge over it, do something like that. I just think it can really add a lot of life and character to the void effect. So let me show you the first example of one that I've done on a survival server. Okay, so here's a little void effect I did from for a spawn on season 3 of Titancraft, and I'll show off spawn and give credit to everybody when I do that video. But this is how I handled elevation changes as well. I just kind of kept it the same the whole way down. It was just easier that way, and I try to add in different blocks to kind of make it look like it was bubbling. And you can see I pulled the sides part down there. And this worked. I think it worked really well. Like I'm trying to give it like a river effect, so I think this looked pretty cool, and it was magenta is a really good color as well. And alright, let me show you the second one, and here's the void effect I did for season 4 spawn. Now season 4 spawn I was in charge of, and I'll have a link to the season 4 tutorial on in the links or in the description below. Gosh, like I said, I'm having trouble with my words today. But this is an example of how I have things kind of coming out of the void effect. This tentacle here, I I tried to make it look like it was going in. And then also with this one, I try to add little swirl effects where I try to make it look like they were kind of moving around in there. I don't know if it worked or not. I kind of ended up liking them by the time I got done. I think it worked kind of, but you can definitely add different effects. I think, like with a little bit more practice, to make it, just to add a little bit extra, so it's not just one color. That's what I was just trying to break up the one color is what I was doing. And then here I tried to make it look like the tentacle was like bringing some of the void effect out. I don't know. I don't know if it works, but I like it, and I really like this laser beam. Just gonna show it one more time. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it, and you guys have a beautiful day. Bye.